because it were prophecies that were about the first coming of Christ when he came, initially as the Messiah. He died, resurrected, and then the whole, thing about how Christianity got started and everything. By the time we get into into the new age of the New Testament, this is where the writings of Paul, they came in, and then that's when you have these early church fathers of the early Catholic Church, and then Protestants, and then you get, later on you get Anglican churches around the time of King James, like 1600s and stuff like that. Then further on up, when we get closer to our time period, like 1800s, 1900s stuff, then you get all these other different denominations which have their own versions, like New World Translation, Jehovah's Witnesses. You have, the Mormons, they have the Book of Mormon, and all these different type of fringe groups that kind of are on the offshoots of these different scrolls and stories that are kind of accompanying the Bible and its translation, up to the point to where we have a codified book today called the Holy Bible. But this is where, the 1611 version of the Bible, it had these other books called the Apocrypha in it. And this still to today, the Catholic Church, they have these extra books, the apocryphal books, in their version of the Bible as well. So that's, you got the Tyndale version of the Bible. This came out before you had the King James. You had the Great Bible. They had this Bible inside churches, chained up to the podium, because this was before. King James wanted the Bible to be available to anybody, at any home, any place you go to. The common person on the street or that you would encounter would have access to this knowledge, story, word, whatever you want to call the Bible. He wanted to have this access to everybody. So he took the Great Bible, the Tyndale Bible, the Geneva Bible, all of those translations, and then he made the King James Bible of 1611.